Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. I'm going to continue on the Datsun today. I would like to take a look at the charge relay because it seems to be overcharging quite badly, and hopefully also start to fix some other issues if this turns out to be easy. We'll see about that. Let me show you the issue. So I'm going to connect my voltage meter. This should be showing around 12.6. It's a bit lower than you would like to see on a battery, by the way, but it's an old worn battery. Now I'm going to start up the engine, and then we'll see if my suspicion that this overcharges is right. The belt is squeaking quite a lot from time to time, and oh, by the way, I've disconnected the generator, so it won't be doing anything right now. So let's just connect that back up and start it. As you can see, it is now charging at 17, 18 volts. That is way too much. I'm gonna shut it off. So you might think, what is the problem with that? Because that's it is charging, and it is going to charge the battery up really quickly, but it's not designed to take that amount of charging. It will charge the battery badly. It could actually explode. So this needs to be fixed. I think I'm having an issue with the charge relay. As you can see, at the beginning it didn't charge, and then suddenly the engine RPM dropped quite a bit, and the generator kicked in, putting quite an excessive strain on the engine because it was charging so much. So I think this one kicked in and gave a false reading. I think it is supposed to open and close a little bit. I don't really know much about relays, but I have a feeling that it is really dirty inside, because as you can see, there is paint on everything. So maybe I could just take it off and clean the contacts and all that, put it back on, and then it will work. I don't know. If not, then I think I will need a new one. So let's see. Here we have the relay painted in silver. It hasn't been covered that well when they did the paint job. Let's see if we can get this plastic off without snapping those. Oh, like that. Yeah, it's a bit rusty in here. I'm actually slightly unsure what I can do about this, but this area looks really suspicious, so I'm going to try to just clean it up as best as I can using a little bit of contact cleaner and some kind of to clean it up with, maybe an old toothbrush or something like that. Let's see if we can do something about that. So I'm gonna try to fit this back to the car and test it and see if the amount of cleaning that I have done now is enough. The connection is at least sound, and I don't see anything obvious wrong, and the points in here are able to move, and just gonna let it dry out so it doesn't catch fire because of this, and then fit it to the car, and then let's test it. Nope, it's the same, way too much. Wait a second. Look at this post, straight up in the air. There's wiggle room between them. And then look at the other side. This one is bent. It is touching the post at a resting point. That could be the way it is supposed to be, but it looks weird in my eyes that this is bent like that. I'm gonna try to just take something and pry it back a little bit to make a little bit of wiggle room there. So now we at least have some space for it to move in between. It's pretty even on both sides. It could be wrong because I'm really not an expert at this, but it really looks wrong, that one. But I'm just gonna test it. It's free to test. Oh, by the way, another issue with this overcharging is, one thing is the battery will take damage. It will also maybe explode. Another thing, which actually seems to have happened on this one, is it will blow the fuses because, maybe not the fuses, but the bulbs and such, because the light bulbs are not designed for that high voltage in the system. And both headlights were actually blown on this when I got it. And let's connect the relay. 13, 15. That is still too. Wait a second. It's still too much. Okay, so I think I have tried quite a lot with this one, but because of my lack of experience and knowledge about these kinds of things, I'm not really sure where to go from right now, and maybe it's just broken. Of course, everything that's broken can be fixed, but maybe it's something to do with the wire, with the coils in here, something like that, or the tension of this system. I just don't know. I'm reading at the moment 18 volts over here when the engine is running, and 9 volts over here. And I cannot really seem to get it to work. I can, by manually opening and closing, I can change the voltage. I can actually make it even higher than 18. I'm not doing that for any prolonged period of time, of course. And I can lower it to none. Can't really seem to find that sweet spot with it. It is supposed to be at around 14.6 volts or something like that. Not much more, not much less. I can't really find that spot. So I think I'm going to try to see if I can find another one of these. It could be difficult. Yeah, no matter what, I'm not going to work anymore on this part of the Datsun today. So what I'm going to do, instead of fixing that charge issue today at least, is to get some new rubber boots on this and the inside, because it's completely perished. It almost looks like they're not supposed to be any, but there is a ridge, and yeah. So I'm gonna put them on. I don't have the original ones, but I got some that I think I can use. But firstly, I need to get this split pin out. Might look dry, but it's not really. It's pretty well greased actually. Then I'm gonna give it a whack with a hammer on the side right there. And then I'm gonna attach this ball joint splitter. So nope, not working. I'm gonna give it a bit of heat right there. That will help it, I'm pretty sure of. There we go. It always comes as a shock when it actually works. I'm gonna take it off on the inside, and then we're gonna take it to the bench. There we go. It is off. And as you can see, there are no rubber boots, but there is a groove down here, so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have one. That's normally the case, at least. Firstly, I'm gonna clean up all the bad grease. By the way, I did check the bearings for play, and they seem really tight. So I don't think they have been damaged, but they need to have those rubbers on it for the MOT. As you can see now that I have cleaned it up, there is a little nut, a little bolt right here. I was actually expecting to see a grease nipple, but there's not. But I'm gonna take this one out. When I remove that, I get access to the greasing point. And then by taking a grease nipple, I unfortunately don't have enough to just put them in, because that would be making it, that would make it easier to lubricate it in the future. But I'm just gonna fit this one, fit my grease gun like that. I'm just gonna force some grease into there until some clean grease comes out of the joint area. So there we go, that looks better. Gonna refit the washer. Give it a bit more to just have something to keep everything together with. And then I found some universal rubbers in the local shop. They are a bit bigger than, it would have been better if they were smaller, but they are not. But I have to cut them to make them fit, because I need to use this part of it and not the bottom one. So I'm just gonna cut it. Like that. Then I can take this and fit it on this one. Take a rubber O-ring and stretch and fit into that. Oh, that's difficult. Especially with the gloves on, but yeah. Like that. And a small O-ring on the top as well. Like that. And then I will do the exact same on this side. There we go. 2 new rubber boots, and this one cleaned up and re-greased. It should be ready to fit. Are any of you guys playing My Summer Car? Because I am, and this this car is just, it makes me want to go to a sauna, drink a lot of beers, to be honest, and shout Satana. The car in My Summer Car is not a Datsun, it's a Satsumi, I think it's called, but it is only because of license. It is. There's no doubt about the fact that it is a Datsun. It's not this one. It's the coupe or the hatchback edition, but it looks a lot like it, and the engine looks a lot like it. And then just a safety pin. Like that, and then one on the inside also. There are now rubbers, new rubbers on that, that, and over there. So that should be good to go. And just take a look at the underneath of this car. You know, it's a Datsun. It's known to rust, and mine is no exception. There has been done a lot of work, but it is so clean, considering that. It's really amazing condition, actually. I am really lucky to own this one. I want to address one more issue with the Datsun for today, and that is this massive leak on the valve cover gasket. You can see it's just everywhere. And then I think it should be loose. Like that. So what I'm going to do is to take the old gasket and trace it onto my gasket material right here and cut it out. Unfortunately, this is rather a lot thinner than the original gasket material. Maybe it doesn't matter, but it could be a problem. So maybe this won't work. So this is just not a lot, but a little bit of progress on the Datsun. I really had hoped to fix that relay, the charge relay, and I can feel I'm annoyed about the fact that I don't understand it and don't know how to check or how to fix it. I'm going to do some research about it because it would be nice to fix what I have. If not, then I'm going to have to see if I can find a relay that fits. And then I need to flush the coolant system. I need to figure out the stalk. The indicator stalk is actually broken off in this car. That needs to be fixed. And the lighting needs to be fixed. The valves needs to be adjusted. And then I think it's MOT ready actually. And that could be nice. But this is all for now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Satana.